Hey guys, they say only a smart man learns from his mistakes. Well, I hope to be that man because I'm not making the same mistake I made last year. I have 10 birds in here. This is my garage, excuse the mess. But these I got from the auction. Actually, let me rephrase that. 5 of these birds were placed in my loft from out of town flyer. And then a few I bought in the auction that we had recently, and a couple of them are mine. And the reason I put them in here, obviously this is quarantine. I picked up an old show cage, pen style, whatever you'd call this, a few years ago, not knowing what I'd use it for, but here I am. I obviously found a use for it. I used an old door, just kind of hung it up as I could in the garage, and I popped them in here. So far, so good. I haven't had to do anything other than feed and water. I have put a little garlic in the water. I believe in that. So other than that, there's not much else I give them. I put them on the same routine, or I should say the same feed routine as my birds. And I just cleaned them out right now. You can see they're making a mess with all their food. But just wanted to show you guys exactly how I'm doing it this year. Unlike last year, again, I got birds from the same auction, took them straight home, put them right with my mix, and I know I shouldn't have. But I got home late. I had to take off. You know how it goes. There could be a million excuses for why you shouldn't have done something. But either way, this year I'm not doing that. I will leave a link or something like that in this video of the classic race we're going to have here at the end of October. There's a list of handlers and phone numbers, things like that. There's also description of what the race is going to be and how much it costs to get in. If you guys want to place birds into that race, into those handlers, there'll be numbers down there, and I'll leave that with this video as well. Other than that, guys, there's not much going on right now. The birds are okay. I did end up losing 2 while settling. I ended up losing 1, just took off. I believe it was his first time out, and it just ended up flying a little bit too far, and I just didn't leave enough time in the day for the bird to come back. Probably ended up hawk bait. And the second one kind of did the same. I saw 2 birds off in the distance, only 1 returned, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But you know what? 2 out of 26 isn't bad for settling. So otherwise, all the other birds are settled. They seem okay. I am very selective on what days I let them out, only because the hawk attacks have been so bad. I've let them out 3 times and have had 4 hawk attacks. So you can only imagine. I'm dodging them left and right. Usually I'm out there with a large stick, kind of trying to wave them around, make noise, things like that, things of that nature, to keep the hawk away. But even then, man, they'll fly right over me just to get to the birds. So I'm being very selective on when I can let them out. I definitely want to be there in case a hawk does attack. I might be able to jump the fence, things like that, to get that bird. Wishful thinking, I guess, but I definitely want to be there. I don't want to just open them up and let them go. So within a couple weeks, I'll be placing these birds with my birds, assuming everything goes well. We'll be having a second auction, and I hope to pick up a few more birds then or there to add to this mix. I'd like to have a nice group of birds to go into that classic race. So we'll see. Those birds will go in here for a couple weeks, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it all goes. Hopefully I don't lose any. So far, like I said, everybody's doing okay. Nobody going light, nobody getting sick. So fingers crossed. This time last year, they were also okay. I didn't really get the sickness till about May or the beginning of May. The symptoms started to show. Losses of birds started to show. So we're still not out of the woods yet, guys. So hang in there with me, pray with me. So we'll see how she goes. Hopefully it all goes okay this year, and we have a nice strong team to race. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hey guys, just want to show you my complete second round. They are completely weaned. I just moved them off the straw and put them on the pellet. They responded a lot to my wife, not to me. If she was in here, they'd be going crazy. And honestly, without her help, I don't know how I could have done it. She's my right hand. She sits and weans and feeds and cleans, and she does it all, man. Unbelievable. I'm at work full time. She's at home. She takes care of every aspect of the pigeons. I couldn't be more blessed, honestly. I understand a lot of guys have trouble with their spouses and their birds, and birds getting in the way of life and time spent with family, things like that. But in my case, my wife loves them. Obviously, we have our own family times, but when things need to get done, she jumps right in, and I could not have done it without her. You should see her in here. She's amazing with these birds, and they respond to her unbelievably. And you got to remember, I work every other weekend. Our races are on the weekend, So really, she races just as much, if not more, than I do. So she needs to spend a lot of time with the birds for me to be competitive, for me to do well, I guess for the birds to trap well. More than anything, she needs to be there. They need to hear her calls, things like that, things of that nature. So having her help is a true blessing. I mean, I don't know how much more I can praise my wife. I mean, she, like I said, she does it all. You name it, she does it. She'll be in here scraping till her knuckles are bleeding. I mean, I've seen it. You know, it doesn't matter. Whatever needs to get done, gets done. So, just want to show you guys my second round. I will be breeding a small group, a small third round out of these birds, out of my uncle's birds. Only because I have, again, so many. There's roughly 50 in here. I have 10 more in the garage, 60. I'll be bringing in another 15 or so, and then whatever I get at the next auction. So we're still looking at close to 80 birds, which that kind of terrifies me, honestly. I didn't build this loft for that many birds. I didn't build the setup for that many birds. But as from previous video, like I said, I'm going to be removing the doors and allowing the birds to have the hallway. So that way they have an entire, what would this be, 8x12 section. So even 8x12, 80 birds is going to be tight. But I want to give them as much space as possible. Because as you know, we will have losses. We will have birds that just don't come home. Things like that. That's fine. I just wanted to breed as many as I could from my uncle's round and select hard next year. And honestly, if I have a lot of birds left, I may choose to even race old bird next year to give them another try to show their worth. So we'll see. We'll see how she goes. Again, I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched, things like that. But so far, that's where we're going to head off with this year. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one.